Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews. Second video of the night, Black Clover number 56, still in the hotel room, staying committed, past 12 o'clock, I should be in bed, I've got work in the morning, but man's gotta do what he's gotta do for his channel and his passion, right? Anyway, Black Clover chapter number 56, so much happens. I meant to do 5-point reviews, but this, from my notes, there's probably about 9 or 10-point review. So it's going to be a long one. Get comfortable, pack those cheeks, don't get cramped, get a drink, get some popcorn. It's going to be a long one, but without further ado, let's get into this review. So point number 1, the traitor that is captured is effectively all his deep dark secrets are revealed. Yeah, basically a scumbag. What's funny about it is when he's revealed to be a scumbag, he's like, I like his darkness, maybe he should work for me. Which was kind of funny. But basically we find out that he was under someone else's magic, and he basically captured some the barrier creators for the invasion, and they're more than likely dead. And like I said, yeah, just liking his darkness was funny. So an interesting point to bear in mind. So although he's guilty, technically he's not, because he didn't do it on purpose. Even though he's a shady individual and he'll do anything to get to the top, he really isn't as bad from evil, good to evil. Morality wise is grey as hell, but good to evil is meant to be good. But yeah, that's point number 1. Point number 2. It's quite interesting because it's the decision to keep this information secret and away from the public. I think this is an interesting decision because it's very political in nature, and that's sometimes what a king or a leader should do. It's about thinking what's not only best for business, but what's best for his people. And I think it's a very wise decision because later on in the chapter we find out that as much of a pretense that the Sorcerer Emperor puts on, he's not fully believing that that was the only bad guy and there's somebody else. Rightfully so, because the next point explains that. This point 3 I really like for a lot of different reasons because how it came across. So everyone's kind of gone the same way, after saying bye to the youngest captain, that's a new friend, buddy. And then we find out that one of the captains is basically not who he says he is. It turns out to be the copymaster. Now this sets up speculation. Who do you, the audience, think is the bad guy? I think it's 2 people. Sleepy or Marx. It could be Jack the Ripper. No, actually it can't. That's probably one person. It cannot be Jack the Ripper because Jack the Ripper was fighting at that time. So it can only, actually I'm going to take all the back, guys, that's just come to me. It can't be Jack the Ripper, it can't be the Silver Dude, and it can't be Hornhead, which basically means the young dude, Sleepyhead, young dude and Sleepyhead, yeah. Food for thought. But yeah, it's one of them two, basically. But yeah, that literally came to me. But one thing I enjoyed about this point was the way it was put off. So it's kind of like he was talking to the audience, to the readers, to us, and it says, I wonder which one I am. And I like that because it was really like a Deadpool breaking the fourth wall moment, which people enjoy. So I really like that point. That was for me that made this chapter something else. Yeah, point number 3. So, point number 4 is the focus moving forward. The Sorcerer's King basically pulls Asta and Yami aside, and he basically says the focus now is on these magic gems, and the idea is that's what the bad guys have been after all this time. And Asta's like, oh, do you mean the magic tablet? Yes. They said that the whole idea about Fuego Leon's gem that was taken was the idea of that tablet and being able to basically Midnight Eye are more than likely going to use themselves as vessels to obtain the magic or the power of the previous nation of people that had high mana. So I guess that's what they're doing. It kind of makes them like Jinchuriki in a way from the Naruto side of things, but how that's going to play out I don't know. But yeah, it's just an interesting point. And we find out that there's 3 left, and they know the location of one, which sets up the next point, which is point number 5. Point number 5 was interesting because it was called one of the grand zones of magic. It's an underwater temple, and basically it's like the other place that they found, but just on another level. And then what was funny about this scene was because it made me laugh because it's Yami's and Asta's banter, and he's like, you don't need this head, do you? I'm just gonna squash it. You're so thick, basically, is what he's trying to say, because he has no idea. But it's funny because later on, there's another thing I'll talk about that it reminds me of, and what this makes me think. I want your ideas as an audience as well as speculation. What do you think is going to be found there other than the gem? I'd imagine there's going to be a crazy fight there, right? That's a given. What do you think else will be found there? Now, we know last time he found a new sword. We also know that he found an elemental sliff or glyph, I think it's that fairy thing. We found a fire one, we found a wind one. Here's what I thought. There's meant to be 4. There'll be fire, there'll be wind or air. I'm assuming there's going to be a water related one and a lightning related one, maybe, or earth related one. Them are the 4 that I'm thinking. There's going to be one like that, basically. It's going to be on the main elements. What if there's a legendary fifth? That's anti-magic. Throwing it out there. What do you guys think? I'll leave that with you. Let you think about that. Let's move on. So, moving on to point number 6. One of the reasons why he's chosen Yami and Asta is because he trusts Black Bull the most, because they don't have any political family ties or any kind of heritage linked to the region. Asta being, at this moment in time, a orphan, because we don't know his parentage or his lineage, and Yami coming out from outside because he was a foreigner. So that would ultimately kind of discount them, because he doesn't have any deep ties. There isn't any deep down kind of revenge status, because it's all about something to do politically in there that's happened. And this is where, like I said, he kind of says that I believe someone else is a bad guy as well. So even though the Sorcerer King doesn't know who, he's got his eyes out open, even though he pretends like he's not. So I like that about the Sorcerer King, that he's straightforward, and he's in regret because he missed a lot of things. He goes, I was so rushing to become the best that I made a lot of mistakes, and you can see that he's regretful. He's a good guy and he really means well. Then we move on to point number 7, which I enjoyed so much because it's about Yami. Point number 7, Yami. Outsider, no one liked him. The prejudice, the discrimination, and basically we see that he was given a grimoire and it was different from everybody else's, and the Sorcerer's King was like, oh, it was all the geek side of it. I thought that was cute, and basically because you have talent, come with me, become like a magician, a knight or whatever, right? And he goes, what's one of those? He goes, you don't know. Come with me, I'll show you. And that reminded me the whole Asta thing, because Asta was kind of not in the know. So you can see there's that duality in a sense of they've got a very parallel kind of storyline. They're both considered outsiders. No one really likes them or knows of them. They've come from different lineages. They're not really popular or elites. And they've found magic that's interesting, that's different, that separates them. And they've made their way to become knights, which is why even later on in the chapter he talks about, do you think it's a coincidence that you're both in the same kind of order? Coincidence, I think not. Have the weaves of destiny kind of woven them together, the lines of destiny. It's going to be interesting. I think they're related, to be honest with you, but we're going to have to wait and see. Number 8 was touching because it was after the flashback, and Yami gets asked, will you do this for me? And he does a salute. And he goes, yes, I will. Kind of Hitlerish, but you can see that it was to the heart. And the fact that Asta did it as well, and they took on the challenge, was cool. It really got the Sorcerer King, because that was something he did. You can see there's a deep connection between Yami and the King, and he has high expectations of both of them. And there's like a little funny scene where they're like, he was this is Yami and Asta all over. Their banter it really makes a lot of these chapters I would have no problems reading just their adventures. If it had nothing to do with the main story plot, just a side plot, a spin-off, or them two going on journeys and training together, I would absolutely enjoy that. Their banter is just amazing. They just bounce off each other so well. I really enjoy it. It's funny. But let's get on to the next point, because otherwise this is going to be a long ass video. It's long enough as it is. So, the final point. Yes, we finally got to the end. Gouch is visiting Lady Teresa. You can see that he's developing, but he's not quite there. Marie's also there. And the reason why I say he's not quite there, because he's like, you know, I hope you get better type of thing. And then he finds out Asta's there. Marie's all excited. He's like, I'm like, that guy. It's so funny that, you know, he's obviously he's a lover of his sister. He will protect to the ends of the earth, which any older brother should. He do bit OTT, but he's a brother. What can you do? Asta's there, and that's just funny. And he's getting scolded and teased by Noella, and you get Rebecca there. That's like, you know, they're together and they're always with missions. I can be that. Mwah! Gives him a kiss, and he's like, oh, okay, no problem. I'll help your sisters anytime. Don't worry about it. That was just funny. It was cute. But then Maria kills it off at the end. She's like, I want to kiss him as well. I want to kiss him as well. And he's like, Asta, you're dead. So it was just funny. So that really for me made the chapter. That made this chapter an easy 9. Possibly leading to 10. There's so many points in this chapter that you have to just appreciate and enjoy. I really, really, really want this to do well. I want an anime. Please, 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 can we see one? I keep talking about it. You know, we're building this up. Chapter 56. I'm hoping by the chapter 100 mark we find out we're getting at least a seasonal one. There's so many great arcs in this, short arcs as well, 10, 15 page arcs, chapter arcs. We really need to get this animated. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this chapter. If you enjoyed this review, give me a thumbs up. I know it's long, but thank you very much for your patience, and hope for those who watched it to the end. If those that haven't already, please subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. I've got to number 40. I've got 40 subscribers now. I would really like to make it to 50. Then 100, and my goal is to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. I can only do it with your support, so please continue to show me that, and I'll see you in the next one. But for now, take it easy. Peace.